Yes, guys, welcome back to Kosi's Astro Podcast. My name is Kosi. I'm back again with another news update around Arsenal. Gonna be discussing a couple of stories, strong stories. First and foremost, LENO is open to leaving Arsenal, probably in the summer or in the next summer. His contract runs down in 2023, and he said there have been no talks and no contact with the club to see that he extends his contract. We're gonna discuss that, in detail. I'm gonna give you my opinion about that, and I would want to know your opinion about that as well. We're gonna discuss Toney because his price has been set. £35 million. We're gonna discuss what that means for us now, and probably could we do such a deal. And finally, Nigel Winterburn has been talking about the striking situation at Arsenal, especially in the market, and he said Aguero shouldn't be on Arsenal's radar, and I absolutely agree. We are gonna react to those comments. Why not? I'm also considering bringing on some collabs on this channel very soon. So please go down in the comment box and tell me people you would love to see. Personally, I would love to have Deluded on. I would love to have Glenn on. I'd love to have people from the Arsenal launch on. But tell me the people you would want to see on the channel, so that probably we can get those live streams moving on, starting with those people you would like to see on the channel. Why not? Let's get the party started. And of course, I'll start with LENO. He had an interview ahead of the Europa League game, and he was speaking to the media. So many things were talked about, but for me, what interested me there was his comments when he was asked about a potential move away from Arsenal. He said LENO has opened the door to leave in Arsenal, and said there has been no talks to extend his contract, which runs until 2023. He says, "I'm very open to everything for a new adventure or stay at Arsenal," LENO said before the Europa League quarterfinal second leg against Slavia Prague, which is today. So basically, what you're looking at is a player whose contract runs down in 2023. Probably there is time after this summer. He will have 2 years left on his contract, so probably as we go into the next summer, he could actually or next season he could stretch his contract a little bit further, or probably you could look at LENO leaving Arsenal. It's something that I don't consider, but it could happen. He's 29. I think he's 29 years of age. He's a decent goalkeeper. If Arsenal are not looking for an upgrade in that area, then I will keep LENO, because seriously, in the Premier League, you can't mention the best 6 goalkeepers, and LENO is not there. Probably Ederson, Alisson, David De Gea, there. Then Hugo Lloris. Then you're gonna, you're gonna think about LENO. So he's among the best 6 or best 7 Premier League goalkeepers, of course, with Martinez. But if Arsenal let go of LENO, I won't understand. I really won't understand what that means, because we let go of Martinez, Martinez, to keep LENO, who we thought was the better choice goalkeeper. Were we wrong? Were we right? That is a discussion I don't want to go back into. It's a nightmare, and you know how much we have been, we've been tortured as Arsenal fans, doing that comparison throughout the whole season. Martinez, keeping almost 10 clean sheets, and LENO going almost 15 games without a clean sheet. There's been a lot on the table for us to digest, but I would keep LENO. That's the truth. If you're giving me Jan Oblak, or you're giving me Gianluigi Donnarumma, probably that's the only reason I would leave LENO to go. But if it's not a massive upgrade in that area, there is no way we should actually let LENO go. And I was listening to Kevin Campbell on Kevin Says, and he said you need an upgrade with LENO. So that means if you have a goalkeeper like LENO, the only thing you have to do, if you're going to let him go, is bring in a massive upgrade. Someone like Jan Oblak, because Oblak is far away clear of LENO. Of course, the reason as to why I would say Gianluigi Donnarumma, he's a decent goalkeeper, very young, and then he has a big future, but he's very talented, massively talented. And I think if you brought him at Arsenal, he would start. He would be a starter in the Premier League. Why not? So LENO leaving, there's so many questions around that. Look, who are you bringing in if LENO is going to leave? But I'm very confident he'll extend his contract. I think it was it was Charles Watts who had said that in this summer Arsenal is going to look at moving on players and renewing contracts of those players that should stay. I think Xhaka and Leno are some of those players that a decision has to be taken very, very, very soon and very seriously. Either they leave or you extend their contracts, because if Leno is going, if you're going to sell Leno, probably this is the season, you sell him and bring in an upgrade. But I don't see us selling Leno. I don't see us discussing any issues around a goalkeeper in the summer, because that is not our priority area, and we should not make it a priority by letting Leno go. Period. Okay, Ivan Toney, that's the Brentford striker. Why did I say goalkeeper? The Brentford striker. There are reports that £35 million would be enough to lure him to any other club that is interested. Of course, a couple of clubs are interested, ranging from Arsenal, Aston Villa, Leicester City, and a couple of other clubs are interested. He's a very, very prolific goal scorer. I think it was yesterday when I told you, I told you that he had scored 29 goals in 39 appearances and made 10 assists. That is remarkable. That is good of a striker of his stature, because you expect Aguero to have those numbers. You expect Robert Lewandowski to have those numbers. I don't know whether it's the nature of the league he's playing in, or that is typically the Championship. But with all due respect, you've got to give a lot of respect to the Championship. They play so many games. It's a little bit hectic, down there. And he's not the only striker there. Why is he having those numbers and other strikers are not having them? So you've got to give him a lot of respect. Ivan Toney. It looks like he's going to be moving on from Brentford for a new adventure somewhere else. Could it be Arsenal? Arsenal could be in for a strike, according to Romano. If we let Alexander Lacazette go, then we shall actually bring in a striker. £35 million. That is negotiable. You could actually negotiate it down to around 28 or 27 million pounds. The only question is, will he convert the goals from Brentford to Arsenal? We've seen players make those, upgraded moves, and then they don't give us what we expected of them. Benteke to Liverpool, and Aguero to Liverpool. They were all prolific. Did I say prolific? Okay, they were good goal scorers, because I don't think Benteke was prolific, but he was good at Aston Villa. You remember him getting those goals, match in, match out consistently before joining Liverpool, and then he goes there and it becomes absolutely shit. So £25 million, if that's the price that has been set, I expect that to go down a little bit more to around 27 or 25 million pounds. The only question there is, as an Arsenal fan, would you take Ivan Toney? He's been in the Championship. That means he knows Premier League football. He has the experience around him. Would you take him? It's the biggest question. There are so many strikers we're looking at. Odsoin Edward, Patson, Ivan Toney, and I think they're in the same caliber. They're on the same level. I don't think Edward is so clear of Ivan Toney. I don't think Toney is so clear of Patson, all of them are scoring goals for fun, and all of them are in quite weak leagues, because if you look at the Scottish League, where Uton is, and then look at the Australian Bundesliga, where Patson is, and then you look at the Championship, I don't know who's having a harder season to score goals, but I think all of those leagues do not actually equate to the quality of the Premier League. Okay, lastly, Nigel, did I say what? Nigel, not Peterson, just forgetting this guy's name. Okay, Nigel Winterburn, ex-Arsenal player, said Arsenal shouldn't spend money on Aguero, and I absolutely agree. I don't know whether you people agree with me, but I absolutely agree. Arsenal shouldn't be spending money on Aguero, and of course, the reason he gives there is because we have signed Balogun on a new contract. But I think if we are not going to bring in a striker, seriously, you either keep Lacazette and pierre-emerick Aubameyang. We don't need to rely on Balogun and the Martinellis. I think that would be a little bit scary. I want Martinelli to play game in, game out, probably give us around 15 starts next season, and he could bang in something like 6 or 7 goals. That would be quite decent. And then you give him the Europa League and the FA Cup and other competitions there. But the truth is, if you ask me personally, I wouldn't take Aguero. I love Aguero. He's prolific. He's been consistent. But the wages you're going to pay, you're going back to the same old Arsenal, bring in Willian, give him high wages, then he's struggling, then he's aged, then, You just need to change. Probably if we go for a striker, it should be younger striker. Bellerin is still young. I don't want him to get that pressure of give us 30 goals because actually nobody has been giving us 30 goals ever since Robin van Persie. But I don't want that kind of pressure on such a young player. He needs to develop through probably the next 2 years or 3 years. Then he can reach that level of the Sakas, the Martinellis, and of course we have not seen the best of Saka. We've not seen the best of Martinelli. They are still developing as players. So I expect a lot from Bellerin, but we need to keep the pressure a little bit low and the ball rolling. So that is the update I have. LENO could be open to leaving us. What are your thoughts on that? Tell me in the comment box below. Miguel Winterban says no, don't bring in Aguero. Have your say in the comment box below. And finally, Ivan Toney, £35 million is the price we have to pay. I'll talk about that. I'll talk about Ivan Toney in detail when I get the time. Of course, today we have Europa League football. I might not get the time to break him down and try to look at his XGs and XAs per 90. But I will try to get some time and discuss all that. Smash the like button. Comment with your opinion. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll speak to you in the next video. That should be the watch along Arsenal up against Slavia Prague. We shall do a match reaction. I'll provide my fan cam, and finally we will have fan cams from fans. You'll be able to call in during the match reaction, and then I'll be able to clip in to clip those opinions, and I'll be able to actually upload them so you'll see yourself live. Why not? Sign out.